On October 28th, Harvard's former astronomy chair said something that should have made every American pay attention.
Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter took several images of it. These are the highest resolution images we have, 3 times better in spatial resolution, about 30 kilometers per pixel, compared to the previous best image, which was the Hubble Space Telescope image. And that was a day after the government shutdown took over NASA, and we haven't gotten the data.
4 weeks. The highest resolution images ever taken of an interstellar object, captured by American taxpayer-funded equipment, hidden from the American people. But that's not the disturbing part. The disturbing part is who did release their images, and when. October 7th, 2025, 4 days after 3i Atlas made its closest approach to Mars, the European Space Agency published the first images from the Mars flyby, not NASA, Europe. The images came from ESA's ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter and Mars Express. They showed 3i Atlas as a fuzzy ball of light against streaking stars, lower resolution than what NASA captured. But they were public, accessible to every scientist on Earth, released within 96 hours. Meanwhile, NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter had been perfectly positioned on October 2nd and 3rd, just 30 million kilometers from 3i Atlas. Its HiRISE camera captured images with a spatial resolution of 30 kilometers per pixel. That's 3 times better than the Hubble Space Telescope image taken in July, 3 times clearer than anything the public had seen. And NASA said nothing. Let me be clear about what this means. The HiRISE images offer a sideways perspective of 3i Atlas while it was approaching the sun. The Hubble image was edge-on, limited by Earth's position. The HiRISE view would reveal the mass loss geometry, the glow pattern, the actual structure of whatever this thing is. These aren't just pretty pictures. This is data that could confirm or destroy every theory about what's traveling through our solar system right now. Avi Loeb, Harvard's Galileo project director, stated it plainly: the brightest pixel in the HiRISE image would gauge the surface area of 3i Atlas, and therefore its diameter. Translation? We could finally know how big this thing actually is, whether it matches natural comet predictions or whether it's something else entirely. Europe released their data, NASA locked theirs away. Why? The official explanation: government shutdown. October 1st, 2025. Federal operations paused, NASA websites went dark. But here's what doesn't add up. Europe operates in Europe. They faced no shutdown, no political gridlock, and they had lower quality images from farther away. Yet they published within days. NASA had the best images ever captured of an interstellar object, and they went silent for a month. During that month, Avi Loeb tried everything. He contacted NASA directly, no response. He reached out through academic channels, silence. He appeared on Joe Rogan's podcast, one of the largest platforms in the world, and publicly called for data release. Nothing. Then he contacted Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. She wrote a formal letter to NASA's acting administrator, Sean Duffy. She cited the scientific value, the public interest, the fact that this is taxpayer-funded research about a potentially historic discovery. NASA didn't respond to Congress either, but they did respond to someone. This isn't NASA's first silence on 3i Atlas. Let's review the timeline. September 28 through 30, nearly every major Western telescope simultaneously enters maintenance. Hubble, gyroscope realignment; James Webb, instrument switching; Very Large Telescope, mirror cleaning, all during the most critical observation window before perihelion. October 1st, government shutdown. NASA goes dark. October 3rd, 3i Atlas Mars flyby, perfect imaging opportunity. HiRISE captures data, no public release. October 7th, ESA releases first images, not NASA, Europe. October 29th, 3i Atlas reaches perihelion behind the sun, unobservable from Earth. This is when a spacecraft would maneuver. We have zero data from this period. October 31st, Avi Loeb publishes his Medium article demanding NASA release the images, goes viral in the scientific community. November 3rd, Congresswoman Luna posts her letter publicly, tags Sean Duffy directly, still no response. And here's where it gets strange. Throughout this entire period, while NASA ignored a Harvard astrophysicist and a member of Congress, they did maintain some communications. They responded to media inquiries about other missions. They posted routine updates on social media. They answered questions about Mars rover operations. They were operational. They were communicating. They just weren't communicating about 3I Atlas. The only time NASA broke silence was to dismiss concerns. Tom Statler, NASA's program scientist, told reporters that 3I Atlas very, very strongly resembles comets, and speculation about artificial origins was unfounded. Avi Loeb's response? NASA is pretending to be the adults in the room who know the answer always in advance. But if NASA knows it's just a comet, why not release the images that would prove it? Unless the images don't prove it. Let's talk about what makes 3I Atlas different from every other comet ever observed. It's 1 million times more massive than Oumuamua, the first interstellar object we detected. That alone defies probability models. In the 8 years since we've had survey telescopes capable of detecting interstellar objects, we should have seen millions of Oumuamua-sized objects before seeing something this large. The odds? Avi Loeb calculated them. 1 in 10,000 years at best. It's aligned within 5 degrees of the planetary plane, a trajectory that has a 1 in 500 chance of occurring naturally. Moving in retrograde, opposite to planetary motion, the ideal path for deploying reconnaissance probes. It exhibited an anti-tail pointing toward the sun. Then it reversed into a normal tail. Complete mass flow inversion, never seen before in any natural object. It showed negative polarization of light that doesn't match any known comet composition. It originated within 9 degrees of the 1977 WOW signal. It turned bluer than the sun, while comets turn red. It displayed non-gravitational acceleration without the required mass loss. And it has an industrial nickel signature with almost no iron, a composition that only appears in manufactured alloys. Avi Loeb estimates a 30 to 40% chance this is artificial technology. The man who calculated black hole physics, who served on the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, who chaired Harvard's astronomy department for 9 years. He's not saying it's definitely alien. He's saying the data warrants serious investigation. And NASA won't share the data. But Europe did. On November 1st, Avi Loeb wrote something that should concern every American. We should not hold science hostage to the shutdown politics of the day. He's right, but this goes deeper than politics. This is about transparency, about who controls information, about what happens when the most significant astronomical discovery in human history might be unfolding, and the American Space Agency goes silent while international agencies share their findings. Europe released their images because they believe in open science, international collaboration, public access to discoveries made with public funds. NASA, the agency that pioneered open data policies, that made Hubble and Webb images immediately available, that built its reputation on transparency, locked away the clearest images of an interstellar object and refused to explain why. And here's what makes this genuinely frightening. We're going to find out the truth anyway. In early November, ESA's JUICE spacecraft will photograph 3I Atlas. On December 19th, it makes its closest approach to Earth. Hundreds of ground-based telescopes will observe it. If there's no massive gas cloud, if it doesn't exhibit standard comet behavior, Avi Loeb's predictions will be confirmed. The acceleration isn't from outgassing, which means it's from something else, a propulsion system. And if that happens, we'll know that for months, while NASA had the best evidence, they chose silence. While American scientists asked for data to prepare observations, NASA said nothing. While Congress demanded transparency, NASA ignored them. But they answered Europe's request for coordination. And Europe showed the world what they found. December 21st, 2025, 6 weeks from now. 3i Atlas will pass Earth at 170 million miles, close enough for comprehensive observation, far enough to be safe. Unless Avi Loeb is right, unless this isn't a comet, unless the trajectory was designed, unless the perihelion maneuver behind the sun changed something we can't see yet. Europe trusted their citizens with the truth. Imperfect images, lower resolution, but truth. NASA trusted no one. There's a word for when government agencies hide information from the public, ignore congressional oversight, and dismiss scientific consensus without evidence. It's not shutdown, it's not maintenance, it's not bureaucracy. It's a cover-up. And the terrifying part is we don't know what they're covering up. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe the HiRISE images show a normal comet and NASA's silence is just institutional incompetence. Or maybe Avi Loeb is right. Maybe those images show something that would change everything we think we know about our place in the universe. And maybe NASA decided the American people couldn't handle the truth. But Europe thought we could.